An emotional moment yesterday at the Hall of Fame ceremony that you watched here on NFL Network. I don't think there was a dry eye.
No,
anyone watching it, anyone that was present in Canton. You know, you watch those speeches, it's like a multi-hour TED Talk. All these guys, these legends, these players who have had so much success, and you hear about some of their journeys. A couple of moments ago, you saw some of the names that'll be eligible for next year. I couldn't help but notice one name in particular, one of our teammates, Joe Thomas. Not that we need to make a pitch or a campaign for him. He's getting in.
Oh, yeah.
You saw the list that's there.
Yeah.
Anyone that comes to mind when you talk about the class of 2023?
Well, I think the three on there are no-brainers with Darrelle Revis, Joe Thomas, and Dwight Freeney. I think those will be slam dunk first ballot guys that get in because three of the most dominant players at their position. Revis, some people thought the most dominant by far.
Absolutely.
Joe Thomas, one or two there with how special he was. And then Freeney, I mean, just a different guy coming out of Syracuse, only standing this tall, like, can this guy make it? And it's just crushing it. But the name on that list that jumps out to me, I'm a Philly guy, Jyrie Evans from Philadelphia, went to small Bloomsburg College there in Pennsylvania. But you talk about a four-time All-Pro guard, six-time Pro Bowler, Super Bowl champion, and blocking for Drew Brees, to me, almost the same importance as a left tackle for other people, because Drew needed to keep people from in front of his face. So the importance of a Jyrie Evans for Drew Brees was immeasurable, and that importance for him. So I think Jyrie Evans should get a lot of love. May not first ballot, but that's a guy, under the radar player, who was one of the very best at his position during his time.
Now, Mark, you're absolutely right. I remember cutting on the film, and Jyrie Evans jumped off the film. Every time you watch Drew, you saw Drew kind of peeking up over there, and you saw big Jyrie Evans just keeping dudes out of his way. I mean, I'm a DB guy, right? And, I played in the era of Darrelle Revis, and so watching him go out there, I mean, one of the most technically sound corners I had ever seen. I mean, we used to call it teach tape when Darrelle get up there and press coverage and just so patient. Didn't matter who the receiver was. Even if he knew that receiver was faster than him, right? I had the luxury of being fast, and so I could sit there and press and kind of, let you get a step and still go get you. But Darrelle Revis, I mean, he was just a technician. I mean, one of the premier shutdown corners. I was joking in the meeting. Sometimes Rex was rolling that coverage, but it ain't no denying, man. Darrelle Revis was an absolute stud. He set the standard at the cornerback position, and I can't wait to see my brother walk across that stage.
Yeah, I don't want to derail the conversation. I apologize, because we haven't even talked about this, but you mentioned Philly, and we're talking about corners, how Eric Allen is still...
Oh, my God, loved Eric Allen film. Oh, my goodness.
I just started thinking about some of that. Well, as soon as you said Philly, and then you're talking corners, I'm like, how is EA not there?
Yeah, there's always and that just shows you the select company that it is, the greatest of the greats. That a guy like Eric Allen or countless James Harrison, is he going to get in and what he accomplished? But they all can't make it, and it's that selective process. So it's an unbelievable class.
The selectiveness of all of this process, it really is. It makes moments like yesterday really special.
In the eye of the beholder, because I mean, there's a case for Eric Allen. It's funny you mentioned that name. When I went to the Falcons, we had Jim Moore Jr., and I mean, he had tons of Eric Allen film. And, I mean, that's all I remember watching, man, was Eric Allen getting in and out of his breaks. I mean, just so technically sound as well, man. Definitely deserves to be on that list. And he's in that threshold, that 50 interception club. He's over that. So,
six-time Pro Bowler
that's the standard.
as well.
21.
I know. A guy who also watched a whole lot of film. I know we've been having a conversation about film study a lot. I do know EA was hitting the tape in a big way.